Hello and welcome to this unit on marine life. Have you ever seen a picture of Earth from space? What do you see? The obvious answer is land. We all recognize the 7 continents and even some countries like the boot of Italy. But what about the other part of the picture? The fact is, about 70% of the Earth's surface consists of water. The other thing to remember is that in some places, the water gets very deep. How deep is deep? Well, let's think for a moment about dry land. Mount Everest in the Himalayas is more than 8 kilometers high. But if you compare it to the deepest part of the Pacific Ocean, a place called the Mariana Trench, you could completely submerge Mount Everest and have a few thousand extra meters remaining. Now that's deep. Another surprising thing about the deep oceans is how little we know about them. We sent man to the moon over 40 years ago, but it wasn't until 2011 that James Cameron, the director of Aliens and Avatar, broke all the records and became the first man to see the deepest part of the ocean in his custom-made submarine. Some of the creatures that live there look like something from one of his movies. The Pacific viperfish, the frilled shark really are like nothing on Earth. Luckily for us. So, going back to that picture of Earth, what else can you see? Well, the Great Wall of China is the biggest man-made construction that we can see from space. But what about something natural? If you look just to the east of Australia, you can see the only living thing on Earth that is visible from space, the Great Barrier Reef. At more than 2,000 kilometers long, the Great Barrier Reef is the largest collection of corals on Earth and is internationally recognized for its great diversity of species and habitat. Its biodiversity is one of the most impressive in the world, with its colorful coral and sponges as well as tropical fish and birds. However, it is perhaps the impressive mammals and reptiles that catch our attention. The reef is home to turtles, sharks, dolphins and whales, but one of the most curious marine mammals to live there is the dugong. I think we can safely say that dugongs are not as beautiful as dolphins or turtles, especially when you consider that they are big and can weigh as much as a small car. Being big is clearly in their DNA, as they are related to elephants and are known as sea cows, all of which gives you the idea that, well, they are big. Perhaps one of the most surprising things about these creatures is that, according to legend, they are the original mermaids. Confused? Well, let me explain. Dugongs come from a family of animals called Sirenia, which sounds similar to the Italian word for mermaid, sirene, right? Well, that's our first clue. In Greek mythology, Sirenia were dangerous creatures, femme fatales, that enchanted sailors and led them to their inevitable death. Okay, maybe dugongs don't look like beautiful women, but with a lot of imagination and a bit of fear, and probably a lot of alcohol, when you see their silhouettes swimming through the water, they do have a certain elegance and grace. So, to sum up, the Great Barrier Reef is the biggest living thing on the planet, home to thousands of different fish, reptile and mammal species, and is generally considered one of the most beautiful areas in the world. I guess the only problem is that it's so far away, but don't worry, the Australian government has promised to protect this amazing environment, so we should have time. Well, I hope you enjoyed this unit on marine life, and until next time, ciao for now.